Anyone who imagines Prince Andrew paying sex abuse victim Virginia Giuffre £12 million will end this sordid saga as kidding themselves. At first, settling with the woman who claimed he had sex with her 3 times when she was just 17 seemed like the least worst option for idiot Andrew and the monarchy. Just imagine what damage His Buffoon Highness could have done if let loose in a U.S. court. Now the outcry is about whether the Queen will stump up the reported £12 million, or part of it, to help her favourite son. Because if she's seen paying money to silence the victim of paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, that drags her right into the middle of this hideous mess. But worse, if taxpayers' money gets him out of the doo-doo, it will be catastrophic not just for the reputation of the royal family, but for the very future of it. Even ardent royalists would balk at the idea of the public purse being used to pay off an underage victim. Andrew gets £250,000 a year from the Queen's privy purse. And a £20,000 a year Navy pension. And on that we're supposed to believe he's lived a multimillionaire's lifestyle for 3 decades. But, of course, he hasn't. There have been constant rumors that he's had dodgy relationships with oligarchs, with Colonel Gaddafi, with Tunisian dictators. And there's the bloke who bought his tacky Sunning Hill mansion and paid £3 million more than the asking price. All very dubious. It seems almost beyond belief how much the monarchy's reputation has been trashed in just a few short years when the Queen has worked tirelessly for 70 years to maintain it and help it grow. This is an institution many see as outdated, unnecessary and want to be destroyed, but the Queen hasn't just kept it alive, she has hugely enriched its reputation on a global scale. Mexit threw the monarchy's hard-won reputation into the toilet, and now Andrew has again blown apart the facade with his sleazy lifestyle and potentially damaged his mother's life's work. 2 useless, money-hungry, ineffectual clowns, Harry and Andrew, have thrown a hand grenade into the heart of the royal family. How could 2 such men be related to a woman like the Queen whose ethos has always been duty, hard work and integrity? The danger now is that, for the monarchy to survive, it needs public support. It needs the goodwill of the British people because we help pay for it. And what a kick in the teeth it would be for us to discover our money was being used to fund the silencing of a teenage rape victim who Andrew may or may not have had sex with. The monarchy will be damaged by this no matter who pays. And it detracts from a lifetime's hard work from a woman who has made us proud, as opposed to her son and grandson who shame the institution they represent. And themselves. Inequality rants hit the buffers. Lorraine Martins, Network Rail's Director of Diversity and Inclusion, earns an obscenely large £164,000 a year. This woman has posted tweets about white privilege, yet she's working for a company that's part of the public sector and earning 5 times more than the average wage and £2,000 a year more than the PM, a white man on £162,000 who is trying to fend off a world war and a cost of living crisis. So the woman who shouts about white privilege is in the top 1% of earners in this country. I wonder if she sees the irony in that. Everybody needs good neighbors. I feel huge sympathy for Air Marshal Andrew Turner, 54, the RAF officer suspended after being reported to police by his neighbors who saw him naked, for a second, in his garden. The Air Marshal apologized profusely for unintentional upset and explained he'd been looking for his dog's ball. But that wasn't enough for Simon Herbert and his girlfriend Leslie Stevens. The pair have accused police of letting him get away with it. Get away with what? He was not having an orgy or being lewd. He was in his own garden and didn't realize he could be seen. Apparently, Ms. Stevens is so traumatized she's now uncomfortable going into the garden, which seems like a hysterical overreaction. The police clearly thought the matter was trifling and issued a community resolution order. But it wasn't enough for this pair who scuttled off to the papers. The good thing is the media coverage has made them look silly. It's to be hoped their pettiness in no way damages a distinguished career. Sorry, Simon, until Her Majesty decides otherwise she can reign over us as long as she likes. The Guardian columnist Simon Jenkins has suggested that, at 95, it might be time for the Queen to retire. Jenkins's reasoning is that she's achieved the feat of being the longest-serving British ruler. She's known 14 prime ministers, she's done her duty and performed it with energy and dignity, and now it might be time to shuffle off into retirement. It is precisely because Her Majesty has served this country with energy and dignity for 70 years that she should be the one to choose if, how and when she goes. She's not a horse to be put out to pasture because she's served her masters well. She still has a mind like a vice, and if she says she's okay to carry on, we must accept that. Might Mr. Jenkins, who's not far off 80, not be upset if someone told him that, because of his advanced years, it's time he headed to the columnist knacker's yard, even though his writing is still as incisive as it ever was? There's nothing more insulting for the elderly to be told by younger people that they should give up what makes life worth living because of a number, their age. Her Majesty has earned the right to decide her own ending.